Hey guys, Jerry Berg, the Poor Historian, in full Landsknecht garb, coming to you from the Mid-Michigan Renaissance Festival, and I wanted to give you, while I had the opportunity, another Poor Historian mid-range sword review video. While I had the chance, and the reason being is because this is soon not going to be mine anymore. Or actually already isn't mine, but I'm still making the video. So this is the Cold Steel Zweihander, or Cold Steel Greatsword. And it does have a blackened version. I am not familiar with the blackened version. Personally, I don't like all the blackened version swords that there are out there. Nonetheless, I digress. I want to give you a quick review of this one. This sells retail for about $300. I bought it used for $150, and I sold it for $75. And just more and more, I am believing that this sword is probably valued about the $150, maybe a middle range in terms of quality, and here's why. My first impression of this sword, by the way, if you can still kind of see a little bit, but all this metal up here was so ludicrously shiny that I thought that it was stainless steel at first. It's not. I know it's not. It looked it. And I know all you commenters out there are going to be like, yeah, you know you can polish steel as shiny as you want. I know, but talking about getting a sword from a factory or company like Cold Steel, I didn't expect it to be that shiny. That was my first impression. Couple other things too. In terms of the weight and the balance and all that, I've heard lots of reviews. The common one that I've heard is that the weight is moderately appropriate, poorly balanced, but it's shorter than a greatsword of this weight should be. I don't really like the weight on it. I think it's kind of oddly heavy here and oddly light down here. Nonetheless, I've used this for montante drills, so it works fine for what it is. I did want to show you a few odd things about it that I didn't like. Kind of getting a little close here. Here on the ricasso, it has the leather, and you can see it split here. It's very light, very thin leather, and I'm really not a fan of that. I mean, if we're going to be using this for use, it should have a little bit more, structurally sound leather on here. If I was going to keep this sword, I personally would probably remove the leather altogether. I think it might give it a better look. Also, the hand, or the handle down here, has wood right under it. It's still thin leather. And the risers are a little fake. They can rise a little bit, but then there's also some odd valleys and hills and channels in there. I didn't like it. It didn't look historical. It looked like a modern sword. Other weird things to notice, difficult to see, on the inside of the rings here, it has just raw metal. It's not polished or anything. It looks very milled. It looks very just punched out from a factory, not naturally made. Also, the crossguards are a little loose, nothing really to worry about. My biggest complaint with it, my biggest complaint, are the points on the lugs right here. I have gotten some nasty scars just from this. I'll polish it, or I'm shining it, or I'm cutting the rust off, and all of a sudden, it's very sharp right here, and I just want to make sure everyone's aware to be careful about that. But there are some benefits. The pommel does not unscrew, which is a good thing, most of the time. And then, it looks pretty. It has a very fun look to it, like yeah, military, yeah, cool stuff. So I like that. But overall, it really isn't doing it for me personally in terms of my looks, my style. There was another. Oh, I remember what I want to say. If you have a minute, please, you will not be disappointed. Look up the Cold Steel promotional video for this one. I'm going to try to find it and put it in the description. It is ludicrous. This guy is cutting random things, like throwing it like a spear. They just, it's like they don't even, doing one-handed cuts with it. It's like they don't even know how swords work. It's hilarious. So take a minute and look that, pop open a beer and watch that video because it's funny. But other than this is, like I said, this is mid-range. It goes retail about $300. I don't think it's worth that much. I think it's worth about $150, personally. You can get this sword if you want, especially if you want a cheap trainer for montante techniques or something to look cool. I feel like there's probably better ones out there for the techniques than this one, but if the opportunity arises, sure, pick it up. That'd be great. Other than that, if you have experience with this, please post in the comments. Please let us know what your thoughts are on it, especially if you have a blackened one. Other than that, I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my time here in the 16th century, and I will see you next time.